Hello YouTube, I'm Nerdy Things MMA, and today I wanted to discuss the dumpster fire that is MMA reporters. Now, in recent light of the GOAT Lucas Tracy, the presser for UFC 3013 was complete dog water. Now, although I'm following a script I've personally written out, believe you me, they're exactly what I'm thinking. Just put on the paper so I don't stutter like an idiot. And the other day I was speaking to my brother about how terrible recent MMA journalism, if you really want to call it that, has been in recent years. Now I've compiled a little list of the most commonly most asked basic questions from reporters that I can muster, ranging from, so what would a win mean to you on Saturday night? What will a win over insert opponent name do for your legacy? Dana, are you guys going to insert literally any country on the face of the earth? I wanted to ask you about the fan reactions. How have you enjoyed the environment? What's the game plan to win on Saturday against what kind of fight? On media day you said, would you like to go the distance or just your style? And I could go on for days and days on how much these questions suck balls and have been copied and pasted over UFC press events for years. Honestly, I blame it mostly on John Morgan. This guy pisses me off. You know what? Kobe Covington was right. 20 push-ups right now, John. This dude's probably been in the business before I was in my dad's balls, and this guy still asked the most basic questions to ever grace a press conference. This is like going to the world's biggest ice cream store and John Morgan will get a vanilla ice cream cone. More like triple. And to my knowledge, the last guy who really made an impact on the MMA reporter scene was the Schmo. At first, the shtick was legendary. I don't care what anybody says. When he came out to press Dana about the 165 division and his later legendary interviews with people like Yoel Romero, Kobe Covington, and Tony Ferguson, it was peak. But that's the thing, his interviews with wild ecstatic characters as such were the good ones. And I think any interviews with literally any normal fighter was not that great.
I'm just ready for fight.
Then he asked Kevin Holland about the steel chair question, which really pissed Dana off. And I'm gonna guess that was probably the defining factor of why he's not invited to anything UFC media related anymore. Now we're stuck with basic loser reporters who ask the same copy and paste question every press conference. This is like, bro, let me copy your homework. Yeah, okay, but just change it a little bit so the teacher doesn't notice. Oh, alright. And this media slop comes out. But hey man, you also gotta blame the fighters, dude. Nobody talks any trash anymore. The only guys who really talk trash are like Islam, Ilya, and 100% DDP. And I mean, Islam and Ilya barely count for trash talking. It's more like competitive trash talk. Too much respect. DDP, on the other hand, is a whole nother level of trash talk. I mean, when's the last time you saw a fighter make another fighter cry with just words? You haven't. The only thing that pops to my head is like John Jones making DC cry after whooping him on steroids. But that's it. And that was after a fight. Like, could you imagine Alexander Pantoja talking trash then going out there to finish dudes? That'd be insane. It'd make the presser fun and bring in future pay-per-views. But this guy's too damn respectful. Yes, I get it. It's a whole facade and MMA is 100% about respect, in the gym anyways. But I mean, come on, we're here to watch two dudes slug it out, not make paper airplanes and see who flies the farthest. That was like when Merab was to fight Umar. Umar was talking trash and Merab was getting pissed. That fight lived up to the expectations and was one of the best title fights of the year, with only Volkanovski and Lopez beating them out, I feel like. But the trash talking going on with Umar and Merab boosted the excitement of the fight. It's common sense. Nowadays, fighters are super respectful and stoic to the point where it's boring. At least with Stephen Thompson, he's a nice guy and he's not a boring guy. With people like Alex, being stoic is funny and scary because he gets wild knockouts. See, even people like Tom Aspinall started to realize like, oh man, now I gotta start trash talking because I'm not gonna get what I want if I'm just sitting here idly. That's just common sense. It's common sense. People like Alexander Pantoja need to trash talk or something. All he does is slug for 10 seconds, then shoots for a takedown and gets the submission win. And it happens literally every single time. Like, bro, at least do a different submission every once in a while. Listen, he's won by submission 12 times, 9 of those being rear naked choke. 4 of those coming from the last 4 years. That's a rear naked choke every year. Gee whiz, I wonder why people aren't hyped to see a Pantoja fight. I'm not gonna stand here and act like he's not great or anything. Like, he for sure deserves the pound for pound number 4 over DDP, but dude, it's pretty boring when you know what's gonna happen in a fight and the outcome isn't all that exciting. Not to mention, he's fighting like one-dimensional fighters like every single defense. I'm telling you, man, you put like an actual mixed martial artist in front of him, dude, he's gonna get steamrolled. Except Brandon Moreno. He's a pretty good mixed martial artist, but I don't know, it's like a curse for Brandon. It's a bit different. I mean, if you go further back, every mixed martial artist that he's fought, dude, Pantoja has had to fight, okay? And I think he barely won from all those really mixed martial arts heavy fights that, you know, he's not fighting one-dimensional professional fighters. I mean, look at Steve Erceg. I thought Steve Erceg won, but just barely, because honestly, that was barely even a champion performance. Alexander Pantoja scraped by. Alright, enough Alexander Pantoja slander. It's getting pretty ridiculous. But back to the main topic. Whatever happened to journalism in the UFC, man? I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need to bring Ariel Helwani back to the pressers. You already know he was about to start pressing Dana Pink about John Jones and the questions we want answers to. Or wanted, since John Jones was stripped now. Good riddance. Or how about that lady who pressed John Jones about his steroid usage like a decade ago? Whatever happened to her, man? Obviously, she was barred from future UFC events, but where is she now? We need a hero. How about that Pepto-Bismol guy who started pressing Kobe Covington, saying how he hasn't won a fight ever since Obama was president? We need that dude back. UFC has become so corporate nowadays, man. There's barely any intrigue to these pressers. Now it's 90% due to the fighters' past performances rather than trash talking for the excitement of a fight. Which, I mean, sure, it's still hype, but the trash talk is always the cherry on top, man. It's literally used for hype, to sell a fight, money, pay-per-view buys. Don't you like money? Come on. Speaking of corporate, man, Joe Rogan is such a corporate doofus too, but that's a video for another time.
There's a guy, when it comes to the liver, his back hurts. So I don't know, whoever is ready for me, I'm here.
You talking about Patty Pimblett?
So TLDR, you skip to the end. MMA journalism is dead. Some fighters need some personality. The UFC is so corporate washed that fans basically have to hype themselves up, at least in America. That's a topic for another time. Subscribe.